Hello and welcome to Modern Toy Fair News, the weekly show that talks about toys. I am your host, Michael, and with me, as always, is my YouTube wife and co-host, Jamar_Games. How are you this week, Jamar?
I'm feeling good, man. My lips are nice and unchapped because of my amazing chapstick. Yeah. How about you?
Now I have to explain this ridiculous joke you've made on our show. We did before we started recording. We were talking about his obsession with chapstick and my not liking chapstick. So now he's decided to incorporate it into the opening and made me
There
waste
we
30
go.
seconds of your life explaining that. You're welcome. Uh,
The more you know.
Again, it's at Jamar_Games for all your hate tweets. Um,
Bring them here. Bring them here. But yeah, I'm good. Other than that, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great.
That's good to hear. So this is going to be a long one, so strap in, kids. We're going to get right into it. If you're new to the show, we go through the weekly news, we do our weekly purchases, and then we send you on your way like a bad Tinder date. So we're going to start off this week like we do most weeks with, well, at this point, all weeks, with
Every
McFarlane.
week.
First up, Todd did one of his live streams, as he pretty much does all the time now, showing off the new DC Multiverse Nightwing Joker, John Stewart Green Lantern, and Bizarro Superman. All three had fully boxed prototypes and will go up for pre-order in March or April, based on what he was saying and everything that says online. So, I I think these look really cool. I don't have a need for
Mhm.
any of them because I'm not building a Justice League, and as much as I love Nightwing, Todd's kind of his base body for Nightwing is shit. So I have no interest in it.
Yeah, I was of course gonna throw this to you as this being like a line or a collection of yours, but they look cool. Like
They
really
do. They
look
look cool too,
cool.
especially
I
Bizarro.
love the face sculpting of like the Nightwing though. I
Oh
see what you're
yeah.
saying with the body that he's a
Mm-hmm.
little I think maybe he's
He's
just more
got
jacked, but
orangutan arms.
yeah, okay, I kind of can see what
That's
you're
literally my
saying,
only
but
problem since day one when they made these Nightwing figures. Is his arms are like down to his fucking knees, and I'm like, what kind of like unevolved version of a human did you create? And like I've seen people who like shorten the forearms and stuff, and I'm like, that's way too much fucking work. If I have to do that, I'm not buying
yeah.
your figure 9 times out of
Well,
10.
if you only notice that if his hands are like straight down, but if you pose them, you kind of lose that out, with the
Yeah, but
perspective. But orangutan
it's
arms.
still just the principle of the matter. Because that was the same problem I had with the last actual like DC branded one, like from the DC Collectibles slash Direct line, Essentials. They
Uh,
made the Rebirth Nightwing, and I got it, and I looked at it and I opened it, and I'm like, why the fuck are his arms so long? And apparently Todd, that must have been the last figure he got as reference for the DC line because that's what he did in Nightwing again, and it baffles me. I love
so to say
the
the least, you're not getting these then.
no.
That's fair. That's fair.
John Stewart looks absolutely incredible. I love the
Yeah,
like kind of little like armored over with the accessory piece, and then he has the minigun. Like that was really cool. Instead of
yeah.
having like generic shit like a fist or a blast effect. Bizarro looks really fucking cool with the tattered cape, and I mean, granted, he's got his Proud Boys haircut, but beyond that,
God,
I feel like it's a pretty solid figure. But I mean, Nightwing, I see those long
surprised.
arms, and I'm just like I can't do
Yeah,
it. And I
I'm
really like the
completely
face though.
shocked. Yeah.
The face, the
Okay.
Jokerized face is really fucking cool, which is why I'm like
Yeah.
I kind of want it, but I'm like no,
Head swap. You know what I mean?
to
Pop that on
put it on a better
another.
body.
But yeah, I have to agree with this line. Looks really cool.
Mhm.
It's just one of those things that I can find an attachment for pretty much anything except for this. You know what I mean? Like so.
Lucky you.
I, no, because that means everything else I find attachments for. But DC stuff, that's where I draw the line.
See, here's the
And Marvel
problem.
stuff.
What we'll learn here in like 45 minutes or so when we do weekly purchases that I'm not so lucky.
Oh God.
Moving on though, Metacom and Mafex had a pretty good week for news. First, showing off full solicitations for the Homelander from The Boys and Avengers Endgame Doctor Strange. Both are up on Big Bad Toy Store for pre-order. Homelander is $104.99 and ships in November 2021, and Doctor Strange will roughly be about $149.99 also shipping in November 2021. Don't know why I said roughly. I think it's because when I was doing the show notes originally, the articles were in the Japanese stuff, and then I looked them up on Big Bad
Oh,
and
so
got the
you're
thing, and I forgot to took roughly out. So he will be
oh,
$149.99.
149.
There's no roughly about it. At least on Big Bad, if you get them at a comic book shop, it may be a little less because they've got a little bit of an upcharge there. Minacom also announced, and this one's a little more weird for me, and this is the
Yeah.
Mandalorian UDF Ultra Detail figure, Grogu figures. Each minifigure stands at 2 3/4 inches tall, and there are 5 in total. Smiling,
Oh,
look up, ball, soup cup, and force using. Grogu will
hmm.
ship in July of 2021, and there's no pre-orders as of right now. In the Japanese currency, he's like $14, which means probably Big Bad will have him around 20 or 30, give or take.
It's
So
not bad.
I'm still excited
Well,
as
yeah,
hell
let's
for
start there.
Homelander. Like Homelander's
Okay, well,
absolutely fantastic. Doctor Strange makes me wish I collected the Avengers figures, but that's a rabbit hole I can't afford.
I mean that 150. I mean, again, I'm coming back from like, hey, I'm buying NECA stuff, but 150 is quite pricey. But you do get a lot of arms,
Yeah, a
so
lot of arms.
there you go. Like that makes up for price there. But that is quite dope. Like to be honest, but I'm we had this discussion separately about like the Homelander,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this is like our first time actually talking about it like on air, I guess, after seeing like the faces, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Because I think initially I was kind of not sold on the Mafex one, but like again, just blowing them up and seeing them a little bit closer here, the detail and like the poutiness underneath like his mouth, like how he's kind
yeah,
of like
because the
that.
actor
That's
has that like at least in the show
yeah,
has that like kind of weird puffy
that
like dimple
that's
thing.
kind of has me going Mafex on this, just because like that looks so good. Like the detail looks so good on there. My only concern with this being a Mafex figure and potentially ordering it from Big Bad Toy Store is that I will never see it. So this is as close as I'm going to get to it now. But depending on the price of like the NECA one, which I'd imagine that's probably going to
30
be like
bucks, yeah.
$30, right? It's not that much of a premium. Well, it is a big premium. I'm not going to belittle like the $70, but
Mm-hmm.
I think I might end up going with the Mafex one, which is crazy because I swore I was not even going to do it.
So I'm gonna add another rock to the negative side of the bucket here. Um, kind of keep your expectations low because with Mafex, when it comes to the actual real scan faces for like
Oh
actors and
no.
stuff, the
Uh,
prototypes always look pretty stellar for the most part. Some characters they look real bad, but then
mhm.
once they actually release, the details are a little softer. So you'll still probably get his puffy like dimple things on his
Yeah.
underneath his mouth, but like the like super high painted detail and like the wrinkles in his face
Yeah.
and stuff
Oh,
probably
it's
won't
more
be
the
as
sculpt.
prominent.
Okay, that's good because it's more the sculpt of it. I get like you're saying, like the 5 o'clock shadow.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably not going to be like as like prominent, but it's the sculpt of it is just kind of really gets me. But again, still haven't seen that, so we'll just keep track of this as we record every episode of which, or we
Right, we're just
totally
gonna
back
keep
and
going
forth.
back and forth. 'Cause no matter
Going back,
what,
but you have
I
to
have to
get
get the
Mafex on
I
that.
have to do the Mafex just because even though they haven't fully revealed it, Billy's gonna have the laser eye baby, and that
Yeah,
sorry,
that's fair.
I can't
That's fair.
imagine Randy and NECA doing that. Like, if they do, thank God because they may save me like $200. Um, but I don't see it happening. And also
Yeah,
Billy's gonna have a soft goods jacket in the
okay,
Mafex version, where I doubt he'll have a soft goods jacket for NECA.
that's fair.
Um,
And the last thing, just on this last the Grogu thing, it's pretty cool. At first, I read this. I'm not gonna say I read it ahead of time. I did, but I thought we were gonna get a Mandalorian from FX as well,
Well, they already
and
have
end it together.
Mandalorians.
Yeah, well, I read it as I thought it was gonna be a pack together, like, and
Um,
that's why I was like, oh shit, for 30. And then now when you read it, I'm like, okay, that makes way more sense.
so
But
so
yeah,
here's my thing: is I don't know who this is for
Mhm.
because Mafex, as we've discussed before on the show, they scale a little tinier. They're not full 112 6-inch figures. They're like at like maybe 5.5 inches. So they're I don't know
Mhm.
1/13 or something. I don't know how to do fractions.
We're doing too much math on this show.
Exactly. But like with him being 2 and 3/4 inches tall,
uh
that's out of scale because Grogu
oh
is literally like the size of
yeah.
his like four like fit here right here, and he's just super tiny. So at over 2 inches tall, he's gonna be at kneecap level with Mando. So I'm not sure if maybe this means they're gonna
That's
do an ultra detail that's a slightly bigger scale for
well.
Mando, or
Is there no Is ultra detail like their ultra detail line?
I've never heard of
Like,
this
is this in the
UDF line
NECA?
before
Okay, I was gonna
today.
say, is it like the
So I don't know
ultimate?
if it's new or if I'm just
Okay,
that hip to it because none of the Mafex figures I've ever seen, shown interest in, talked about on the show, actually purchased have ever had that UDF
okay.
moniker attached to it. So I have to assume this is a new line that they're doing, at least for
Which
Grogu. It may just be something
that's
where they're like
possible.
making little statues to try to keep up with like the mystery box era, except
Oh
for
yeah,
it's
yeah,
going to
yeah.
be more so you just buy the one you want for obscene amount of money. Um,
If these weren't like little statues and maybe had like articulation with accessories
mm,
for the $30, I'd probably be a little bit interested just to have a little guy on my desk. But the feather statues kind of like throws me off a little bit, especially because I don't know. I kind of got excited thinking of the ultra detailed version of like a Mandalorian, but if it's kind of same, I don't know. But yeah, it's
yeah,
interesting. It's something to kind of keep an eye out on, like in the future of other things.
yeah. When I was
If
reading the
this, unless
article,
this is it.
yeah, true. This could just be a one and done kind of situation. But when I was reading the
Yeah.
article, I at first I was like, oh, they're releasing the Grogu that came with Mando separately, which would have been a fully articulated one. Because it, well, if you take off
Oh,
his
okay.
little tunic thingy, his little like baby
Oh,
skirt
I've seen
dress
this one.
thing,
Yeah, it's like a
it's literally just
stick
like,
figure.
yeah, it's a stick figure with some arms and feet and a
Yeah,
head.
that's right. That's right.
But like he at least was, you could move him like around, and he was decently
Like
detailed. And then
posable
of course he had the more like cloth style um, baby dress thing. I don't know. You're a dad. What the fuck would you call that?
sleeper. I don't know. This is Star Wars. Clothing isn't the same.
Um,
Tunic sleeper is what I'll call it.
which,
Turtleneck tunic
thinking
sleeper.
now, I'm wondering if this is because so Hot Toys started doing a little while back these little mini figures that were kind of more like chibi anime-ish, but they were
Mm-hmm.
still high quality, and they were usually, I think they were around like $20 to $50 depending what they were.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen people, like I've watched YouTubers and stuff like who go to collectibles shops and stuff, find them and be like, oh, this is Hot Toys, blah blah blah. I can't remember what the actual line's called. So I wonder if maybe this is Mafex's kind of,
I
hey,
like answer.
we're
Yeah,
doing that too, but ours don't move. I just I don't know.
yeah. I mean, they picked a good character. At least start something with
Yeah,
this.
I mean it's
It's
gonna
definitely
sell
gonna pick
because
up interest,
it's
and it's like
Baby
$20 to
Yoda.
$30 isn't bad at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean for over 2.5 inches. That's a little...
Well, you get five of them, right?
No,
So
they're
that's
each.
oh,
Yeah,
okay. So yeah, let's see what Jazzwares is
I
up
mean,
to.
I mean,
Whoa,
unless the
that
article
went right
was
over my head.
literally the article I read said that
Oh
there are
my god.
five separate ones,
Oh
not
god.
five of them for 20.
I said five
I
in
mean, granted,
total,
they
and I
were
thought there.
translating all of this from the Japanese solicitations,
Yeah.
so there's a chance that maybe you do get five of them for 20 to $30. But in Japan, it's $14 American, so I can't imagine them
That
giving you
makes
five
sense
of
if
them
they're
bitches for
individual.
that. Like,
Yeah.
especially when we
Oh
have lines like Loyal Subjects, who's like, give us $15 for a mystery mini, and it's like, ugh.
yeah.
Um,
Wow. Ouch. All right.
before we move on to Jazzwares, though, I
Oh,
don't want
okay.
to
I'm
take
sorry.
anything away from Doctor Strange. Like
Oh yeah. I guess we
they
didn't really
they've
talk. I just
they've already
talked the price.
made the like Infinity War Strange and the Strange from Doctor Strange the movie, but this one, like, he's stacked. Like you said, he comes with a shit ton of arms.
It
Um,
does,
but like the
which is
effects, like
necessary.
for like you get the main like ones that go in his hands, plus like the rings that go through his forearms and stuff, so you get that full
Yeah.
movie look. You've got the time stone like one that goes through, so you can have him kind of like turning back time. So I feel like they've found the way to get Marvel collectors who are obsessed with the MCU and buy these figures to continue to buy the same character more than once because now they're like, oh, well, I didn't get all these accessories with the last one, and it doesn't come with the same
Yeah.
accessories that I already have, so I need this one, kind of thing.
No, it's smart. I guess I feel like we talked about it just because I mentioned the price and the arms, but
Yeah.
that is fair.
Yeah,
Good
I just
shout
didn't want
out
to take
though.
anything away because we talked about, Homelander's underlip and then Grogu for 20 minutes. I didn't want to take too much away from Doctor Strange because that figure, absolutely incredible. And I almost wish I collected MCU figures, but I can't. There's just too much, especially with Mafex.
Yeah.
I'd be with you in a studio apartment paying
I
alimony.
think they're renting the a building or the one next door, so
Oh, that's good.
just in
Joke's
case.
on you. I have to sleep on your floor. I wouldn't be able to afford that. If I'm collecting
There we go.
MCU
Split.
Mafex figures, I'm
We'll
gonna be
split.
sleeping on your floor in the kitchen with a bunch of boxes and totes full of figures,
The kitchen is the living room, which is
and the
also the
bedroom
bedroom.
and the
Right.
bathroom. It's basically like a prison cell, but bigger and carpeted. Um,
Oh no. Oh, no. Pull us away.
Moving on to Jazzwares, though, uh, a listing for the Jazzwares Fortnite Legendary Series 6-inch transforming oversized kit figure popped up on Amazon. He isn't orderable yet, but I imagine it will be soon, knowing Jazzwares. So people have seen this character on the back of the boxes for the other Legendary Series figures and have been like, well, when's it going to start showing up? And now we at least have seen how it turned out because I was kind of curious how they're going to figure out to do a robot body with a cat riding it like a motorcycle, and they managed to do it.
What has happened to Fortnite since we last played it? Like, I
So,
don't. I'm so confused. Like the what was it? Cat muscles, the
Meowscles.
meowscles, and then this, and I'm like, is this the same game? It's not the same game. There's not a possibility. But like I said before, every time these pop up, again, if you're like a kid, which you probably shouldn't be watching this show, but more power to you.
You're gonna
But
be
like,
telling your mom a lot of new words if you're watching this show.
but this is just such an awesome like thing because of how big Fortnite is. This is like going in and getting like your Batman Beyond figure or your Ninja Turtles back, and this is like their toy line for them,
Mm-hmm.
which is really cool, and it's so awesome. Like it's really cool. So I don't know if that has more on Jazzware or Epic's like, hey, you guys just make it how we want it or whatever it is, but that they keep knocking out apart with these cool designs
I
and
mean,
also
I'm gonna be
making me
completely
scratch
honest
my
with
head.
you. Joke is gonna be on you because I feel like the adult collectors don't give the children a chance to like get these figures.
Oh, ouch. Well, I mean, it's kind of like
Because
out.
like Target doesn't get very many of them at once,
Yeah,
so it's one of those things where
ouch.
it's like, oh, you want that?
Well,
Well, they only got like three of them, and a couple of dudes just walked in
might
and
as
bought
well
them.
listen. Might as well learn early, I guess.
Yeah,
Is what
learn the struggles of disappointment early in life. That's
yeah,
what
it
Jazzwares is
doesn't
trying
go
to teach the
away.
children.
Doesn't go away.
um, yeah, I mean, if nothing else, they at least have the like 3 3/4 line because those don't seem to be as popular amongst like adult collectors. But I feel like the 6-inch figures between the accessories and just the weird characters they do, adult
Yeah,
collectors just love them and actively hunt for them, and it's just like wow. I would never thought I would live in a day and age where Fortnite characters were a hot commodity with 90% of people who don't play Fortnite.
yeah, that's interesting. That's also very weird.
Well, in their defense, it's 100% just because of how like obscure the characters are. It's not like they're
Yeah, that's
doing
true. It's
the
not
the
specific.
generic like white dude and with the blonde hair over and over again with all his different costumes. They're
Yeah,
they're doing like a dude
the
with a fucking
crazy stuff.
hamburger head and
Yeah, and
a
the
tomato head
banana.
and of a giant steroid shooting up cat. Like
That's fair.
they
That's really fair.
um,
Also, which this is just a side. We don't have to spend any more time on this, but it would be so awesome if I mean, granted, it'd probably increase the price of the figures, of course, but it would be so dope if you got like a code that you could redeem to get like the character skin in the
yeah.
game. I don't know how that's
I've been
not
saying that
a
since
thing.
Mcfarlane was still like doing the figures regularly before they went to
Oh
like
yeah,
one every quarter.
it would just make so much more sense. And then you can even do like a figure that's exclusive figure
Mm-hmm.
that you have to buy the figure in order to get the character in the game,
Oh
which
man,
they're
you
not
know
opposed to that.
how much you would literally
No, you know
murder
why?
both gamers and toy collectors
No.
because the toy collectors don't want the code and don't care,
Oh, so
but the
then
gamers
upfight.
just want the code. So you're gonna have these two sides
Well, no,
fighting
no,
over six figures at Target.
no. So, well, yeah, I mean, quantity is an issue, but back when Samsung came out, it was like S9 or whatever. They did the free skin, the Galaxy skin, and I mean, peeling back a layer of my life, I work at a phone store, and literally, kids were just coming in to try and like redeem the code on the S9s just in the store. So, like, that would, I think the kids would like, they would be all over it. But yeah, like you said, it would be
Yeah,
selling
because
something
because you
else.
have the adult collectors who are like, I want this figure because I'm invested in this line, and then they'd be like pushing little Timmy out of the way who just wants the skin, or
Yeah. Or
worse,
maybe they could come
they
together.
no, because what would
There you
happen
go.
is the adult collectors would end up selling the code on eBay for as much as they paid for
Like,
the figure,
if not
um,
more.
and the kids would literally take the code out and just throw the toy in a dresser drawer somewhere, never be seen again. So both sides would be hating each other no matter what. Um,
We'll see what happens in 2021. We'll see. I feel like it's gonna happen.
I can't imagine it is. That, and also you'd run into issues where people would literally just rip the package open while they're in store and take the code or scan it or take a picture of it.
Look, I didn't own an S9 and I have the Galaxy skin. That's all I'm
Yes, I
saying.
get it. You did the same thing you accused those kids of. I was gonna call you out and be like, you were like, haha,
Perks
jokes
of
on
the
you kids. I
job,
already
kids.
did.
Perks of the job, kids. But yeah, that's it. Basically, this whole segment basically is just learn now. As you're a child, just learn now.
Yeah, learn disappointment
And
early. Um,
right.
learn disappointment to hate everybody. That's just the motto
That's
of
it.
modern toy fair. Uh, speaking of hating everybody, let's move on to NECA. So in NECA news, Toho Kingdom gave us a look at the upcoming 1933 King Kong figure coming to Walmart first. Keep track. This is gonna be a theme. In February or March, followed by announcing their new Ultimate Unarmored Assassin Predator, also being released in Walmart first once it comes out. But it doesn't end there. We got photos of the Back to the Future Marty McFly, which will include a new guitar pick, alternate translucent hand because he's fading away in time,
Oh.
family photo with only himself left visible, and a Save the Clock Tower flyer. No dates or pre-orders or anything on Marty. Potentially could end up being a Walmart first kind of thing too. So I first off, I need this King Kong. Like this looks so fucking cool with like the weird like colors and shit. But I'm wondering if this is the NECA solution to how shitty Walmart's distribution is, and the fact that not
Like
every
doing
store
the
has a collectible
Walmart
section.
first.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
like they weren't able to get out of the contract. So what they ended up negotiating is, hey, we'll give it to you for like 2 months before it goes everywhere else, kind of thing.
Right, right.
Um,
Give them a window of exclusivity, which is cool. The question is, where does it land afterwards?
I
Is
would
it
assume
going
at
just
that
straight
point
to
it
NECA.store.com?
would be Target and other retailers that
Just
carry NECA
every, okay,
figures,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
just like normal.
Okay.
So Big Bad, Toy Store, all of that
Yeah, the
jazz.
whole nine.
Um,
I'm cool with
that'd
that.
be my assumption. Is it would go Walmart and then every other retailer and e-retailer
Right.
that decides to order NECA products. Which, if that's the case, that's great. Still, it gives me hope then about the movie line, if that is going to stay with them, if it's going to be a situation where that
Mm,
goes there first and then maybe to NECA.com, because I can't imagine those wouldn't end up on Target shelves.
right.
Um, so I'm curious about that. Um, I don't know what this naked predator is from.
Yeah, I'm not
Is
like the
this from
Predator
the new
guy
movie? Because I know
at
in the
all.
newest, I think it's the newest
Oh,
movie, they had the like giant predator that hunted the other predators. It was a
oh,
whole
I just
thing.
realized the scale of that.
Yeah, if you look at one picture, he's literally holding the other predator by his neck up in the air.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's that Predator and he's just naked, or if this is one from the comics.
Huh.
Um, I
I don't
mean,
know. Maybe someone could write in the comments and let us know.
yeah, let us know where this Predator is from and why he's naked, aside from being a Predator.
Looks
Fun,
cool.
fun jokes. Marty McFly though, so this line keeps tempting me because the accessories are so cool.
Yes. Yes.
Like between the figures look great and the accessories are so cool, I still see Biff at Target and I'm just like, I'm gonna buy this just to get the goddamn Ooh La La magazine. Just have Deadpool sitting on the couch in the
Oh,
turtle
reading that.
lair, reading dirty mags. Like,
Yeah.
it just it cracks me up. But the fact that you get like the translucent hand of him like vanishing from his mom wanting to bang him, and then you get like the photo where his siblings have already been erased from time, and the save the clock tower flyer, like they are just killing it with these figures, and I still want a goddamn Doc Brown.
Yeah, I mean that's part of the reason why I'm into this is just mainly because of how good everything, like you said, the accessories with it, but and also just the figure itself.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I absolutely lit up when I saw the vanishing hand
Mm-hmm.
and the translucent because I've been asking for that forever for a specific turtle toy. It's always goes back to turtle toys with me. I'm
Always.
sorry.
That's all this show is.
That's what
We're
I'm
not
here
Modern
for.
Toy Fair News. We're Modern Toy Fair Turtle Watch.
Just get the turtle watch already. But no, like that has me like giddy. But then also like I don't know what it is, but it just they just look so good that it makes me want it. And I'm not even a huge like Back to the Future like fan at all. Like it was one of those I've probably seen the movie maybe a total 2, 3 times,
Wow.
three, maybe even stretching it. Just because I don't really like to rewatch movies a lot, but I don't know, man. I think I might get tempted on just this one specifically, and then I'll be like, just
I think it'll
out,
be
like
done.
just one and done. Because I do have like the cartoon figures, but that's like different. That
Mm.
was like a different attachment. But yeah, so I don't know. I think I might just get this one. But this one is the Walmart as well, right?
No,
Walmart.
I just
Oh,
said
well,
there's a
just
chance that it might end
hypothesize.
up the same way because this one has no
Okay.
information. It was just new pictures of it because they teased it
Okay.
like a few months ago. So there's
Yeah.
no like release date window. There's no pre-orders. Nothing.
Well, I
Um,
pray that this is one of those just, hey, I'm at Target and I see that. I'm like, you know what? Today's the day.
Today's the
There we
day,
go.
and then you'll be sitting there, and then there'll be like the doc from that same time there next to it, and the Biff with the dirty mag,
We
and
haven't used
you'll spend $90 at Target on yourself, not including all the things that your wife has in the cart, and she'll be like, "I didn't know you were into Back to the Future."
She's already said that because of the Toon ones, but I'm like, come on, just let me have my
just
happiness,
just
okay?
just let me have it. That's
Well, yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that
yeah,
for no reason
it looks really
other
cool.
than it's cool.
I think it's going to be something that pushes me over the edge to get into this line, and hopefully before it's too late and I miss out on all the other ones that have already come out. Moving on though, so this one, I'm gonna be honest up front. I have no idea what's going on here with this first part of it, but Mattel is teaming up with Japanese artist Mad Saki to bring you products based on the 1984 exhibit, including a limited edition capsule featuring a 15-inch collectible Battle Cat, sculpture with He-Man, a lunchbox set, artist prints, hats, and clothing. There's no price listed yet, but these will be up on Mattel Creations today, Friday the 29th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Mattel also announced the Wave 4 of the MOTU Origins line, which includes Triclops, Hordak, Stratos, and Ninjor. All four are available for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store for $14.99 each, shipping Q2 2021. So the Mad Saki thing
Yeah.
looks really really cool.
Uh-huh.
I'm just not familiar with that artist at all, so I don't know if maybe if this is a popular thing in the Motu like community where they're like, oh yeah, this would be so cool, or if this just so is happenstance that this person
Just be like this,
did
yeah.
put this in their 1984 exhibit they did, and Mattel was just like, oh, that'd be a really cool like collab to make some money.
Right.
So I don't know if this is. I mean, realistically, by the time the show goes
Be
live,
all gone.
I don't know if we all gone. It's a possibility. I don't know if it's limited or if it's what's going on with it because they really didn't like give a whole lot except for
Yeah, it
like
gives me
it's on
the.
Mattel Creations.
It does give me a vibe that it's gonna be like limited. I feel like anytime you ever see like artist A teams
Mm,
up with, it's always like, well, there's probably like 30 of each thing, you know what I mean? But it
yeah.
could be obviously different in this situation. But when I like looking at this, the only thing I think of is I can't wait for the episode that Nate's on when he's wearing the hat, the hoodie, and drinking some coffee out of the thermostat with the lunchbox on the table. You know it's happening. I can't wait for it, Nate.
Oh man,
I'm
that
gonna
that will
be.
be it. That will be great. Just see him full
He's got the
marking
hat
out
on.
his hey man.
But it's pretty awesome. I'm pretty sure like he would at least get like the figure itself, like the weird neon paint,
Well, from my
thing
understanding
on.
is
Or is
some
this
of
all?
that. I don't know how they're doing it because they say a capsule, which implies like a bundle
Yeah.
featuring that sculptor, a lunchbox set, ours, prints, hats, and clothing. So I don't know if that's all one bundle
Oh, okay, that makes
or if
sense.
it's like a handful of things and then they have other things you can buy separately as well.
Hmm.
It wasn't very clear in any of the articles I read about it. It was pretty much just like these are the items that are going to be available. There's no price
Yeah.
points. There's no idea of how many there are. It's just going to be on Mattel Creations on Friday the 29th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Have fun. Um,
Yeah.
so
I guess we'll find out.
yeah, I'm curious to see. Spoiler alert: if you don't watch regularly, we record Thursday night, so I have no idea if these sold well or if this information came
Yeah.
out yet. So I'll find out tomorrow as I'm posting the show, and then I'll know, and maybe we'll talk about it next week. Who knows if it becomes newsworthy again? Um, the Wave 4 of Origins, I feel like that would have been great if Nate was on the show this week because he would have been like,
Yeah.
yeah, this, so this, and this, and this. And I've been like,
But we're like,
cool. And we're both like, what's He Man? We're not that
what's
old.
Hordak? He probably hates us.
Oh, yeah. He probably.
He's like, what? How do you not know Hordak or Hordak? I
Hordak.
can't even say the name right without it. All right. I'm so sorry, Nate.
Oh, man. If I didn't just simply label these as what's in the show, that'd be this week's title is What's a Hordick?
What's Hordak?
Um, I do
Oh
like that.
God.
Like some of them are very clear, like what to expect with it. Like Ninjor, like okay, he's a
Hmm.
ninja. I get it, and he had to have the or at the end of his name because they've got to be like Grr, He Man,
Yeah.
um,
Triclops though.
Triclops. Which
Kinda.
I think his head twists and he has three eyes total. Maybe I don't know. Because
Okay. I get it. I dig it. I dig it.
I mean in I did see a picture where like he had a red eye, so I think his head twists
Yeah.
and he has the red eye. But I'm like, okay, so
I thought it was a hat.
I mean, maybe it's a hat. I don't know.
I know this
Um,
isn't just like the point of this, but
yeah.
of this segment of us talking about this, but it is kind of hilarious. I've never noticed this on the packaging. Ninjor, evil ninja warrior. That's the description. Triclops, evil and sees everything. Straight to the point, dude. No wonder Nate loved this as a kid. Like, this is
Right? They didn't
amazing.
fucking BS you back then. In the 80s, they were like, we think children are stupid, so we're going to put this in just plain, like, blatant
Yeah, like
terms.
this is what you get. This is what it is. Like,
Yeah, this
it's
was,
not like this crazy Fortnite stuff with a
right?
cat no riding a motorcycle monster robot thing. So, like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, man, they didn't
I
get
get it.
confusing with, like, the Ninja Turtles who had to have, like, villains with, like, names that kind of made sense for the character.
Yeah. They're like Ninja Warrior, Ninjor,
Yeah.
easy. Next, where's the next
I
character I
feel like
need to
that's
name?
all they did. I feel like that's something I saw in Toys That Made Us. They got to the point where they literally just took the two words of what it was, cut out the middle, and smushed it together.
That's awesome.
They literally took the sandwich, took the meat and everything out, and just put the two pieces of bread there and gave
Two
it to you.
buns together. Two buns.
Um, but yeah, so if you're a Motu fan, if you don't want to wait for Nate to correct us if he even watches the show anymore, um, you can let us know in the comments below of how terrible we are as people for not knowing much about Masters of the Universe. But
And
while you
what's a
do that,
Hordic?
we we are going to move on And that is with the new Godzilla vs. Kong movie trailer hitting last weekend.
Oh man.
Tamashi Nations announced the SH Figure Arts figures, well, MonsterArts, of both Godzilla featuring new metallic blue teeth and spinal spikes, along with
Hmm.
Kong and his battle axe made out of one of Godzilla's matching blue spikes. Both are up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store for $67.99 each, shipping June 2021. This is tempting as hell. I'm just
What?
gonna
I thought
say,
you were gonna be like, "Yep," and I already ordered it.
no. I am resisting because I have done so well
Uh
at
huh.
sticking to the NECA ones I have. Like that NECA,
Yeah.
I don't have every NECA one, but I have all the ones I want, so that's
Right.
done. I have
That's fair.
nothing
That's fair.
left except for I guess that new King Kong 1933 with
Oh,
the weird
the
paint job. Um, but I look at these and I was like, oh, they're so good. Especially like King Kong, like they did such a fantastic like job, like with the sculpt and with the
yeah.
giant battle axe, which I didn't really realize it watching the trailer that was pretty much he plucked one of the spikes out of Godzilla's back to make an axe, which makes sense why it was able to cut through the atomic breath.
Yeah. Um. So here's the thing. I haven't watched the trailer. A little bit of a spoiler, but here's the thing. This actually has me more excited for the movie just seeing these figures. So it's a weird thing. I was like, I don't really need to watch the trailer. I'll probably watch it anyways. But yeah, seeing that was like, okay, I really need to watch this fucking movie. So,
Yeah, well, I'm gonna drop more spoilers because of the people are speculating things like the fact that
uh,
Mechagodzilla is supposed to be in the movie, which was gonna
mm,
bring up a point for me of I wonder if this Godzilla is the like Mecha Godzilla in disguise that people are thinking is in the movie. So like there's a
the,
scene at the beginning of the trailer where you can clearly see like this Godzilla shape come down
oh, I
through
see
the
what you're saying.
mountain, and but his like neck is glowing red, so like oh that's Mecha Godzilla. And then in a few
Hmm.
other scenes, people were like, oh, looking at this Godzilla, it kind of looks like it might be also Mecha Godzilla, but maybe they put like a skin on it to try to frame Godzilla, obviously, because it's not the 60s where you can just have a metal version of Godzilla convince people that it's
Yeah.
Godzilla. You actually have to have it look like it, otherwise they're gonna be like that's clearly not Godzilla. Fake
Yeah.
news.
I
Um, so I'm
don't
wondering
believe it.
since like they've already done the atomic breath version of Godzilla for the other movies, if this is
Uh,
just like oh we want to sell another version of that mold, so let's give it like a metallic blue on those.
yeah.
Even though they probably don't have to, they could literally just like maybe include a different accessory or give him some damage if he's like gets damaged in the movie, which I imagine he will. But I'm thinking maybe because of the blue teeth and the blue back that maybe that's like something from the Mecha Godzilla version where it's colored like that because they're like,
Uh,
oh, he kind of looks like Godzilla, but it's not Godzilla kind of thing.
right. I mean that could be cool. That could be really cool. But then I kind of so you think maybe afterwards they're just like, yeah, we're gonna release a Mecha Godzilla, or is this gonna be
Oh, I
the
think we're
figure?
gonna
Is
get
what
like a
you're thinking?
full robotic version as well.
Oh, okay.
Based on like
But this is like
the images in
the
the
first
trailer that we
sighting of it.
see. Yeah, I think this might be like the first sighting of it where they've got him still like skinned over, so where
Gotcha.
they could
Okay, that
frame
makes so much more sense
Godzilla
now. I get what
and
you're saying.
like like for at least the first half of the movie, maybe Kong is fighting the fake Godzilla, but
Yeah,
then the real one shows up and then they start fighting because they got a bad history kind of thing.
yeah, I got you. That sounds cool. That actually, it's spoiler or not.
Mhm.
Again, is this a spoiler for information about Jamar? I don't really know a ton about Godzilla, so like when you were buying all the figures, I kept making a joke. What was it, 2001 with
Mhm.
Diddy with the song? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the only really Godzilla movie I
Well, no,
remember.
it was 1999,
It
wasn't it?
was it 99? Maybe it was 2000. I thought it was
It
like
was either
millennial.
2000 or 99, I thought.
Anyways, one of those two, whatever
Mhm.
the one when it was like the video he's jumping off of like the building. And anyways, that's what I remember. So like I don't know all the like extremities and the lore of it. So what you just did if that was a spoiler, it has me more jacked for the movie though. That's basically what I was trying to get to. So
I'm just excited for Mechagodzilla because that's my
yeah, that would
favorite.
be really cool.
That's my
Now,
favorite
if
villain
they
for Godzilla to the point where I've got a really expensive ass Mondo print up on my wall right now of it.
right, well, if they do a figure, are you gonna bend?
If they do, that will bend me over and take my money over
Well, I
and
didn't
over
mean
again.
like that. I just meant like that's gonna bend to where you break. But
Oh no,
sure,
they
that
will bend
analogy
me
works.
over. They will bend me over because I will go back and I will buy Kong. I will buy the Godzilla. I'll go buy some of the older ones, and then I'll buy
Yeah.
Mecha Godzilla, and then I'll need a fucking another layer of shelves just for that. I'm already
So you
dreading when
go
MonsterArts
ahead.
brings up the 1989 Godzilla because they already teased it like last year.
Hmm.
So when that comes, I'm getting that. That one's no question about it. I may not get any of the other ones to go with it, but I will get the '89 Monster Arts Godzilla just because that's my favorite version of him.
Okay. That's not. I mean, do you?
I mean, Tamashii Nations will
And
be doing me too once they release a Mecha Godzilla. Um, Speaking of companies that regularly do me, Mezco threw up the 112 Deluxe Constantine figure, which includes 4 head sculpts, a chainsaw, a sword, a dagger, open lighter, closed lighter, a stand, 7 pairs of hands, an extra right hand for, I'm assuming, holding the next accessory, which is the crucifix, 6 magic effects, 2 fire effects. Constantine is available for pre-order on Mezco's website for $100 and ships sometime between August and October 2021, which, much like Mafex, probably not.
we'll see
And I
what
say that
happens.
because we're still waiting on figures that were supposed to release last fall, and it's not even a shit hit the fan in 2020 ordeal. It's a regular
Mm.
occurrence for not Mafex, Mezco.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Um, people are gonna hate me for this. Maybe just you, Mike. You might,
I swear to
but
God,
like
if you say that you wish this was the Keanu Reeves version of Constantine,
that's
I'm
the
ending the show
Constantine.
right now and telling Nate
Listen,
he's full time.
not saying I wish it was, but it's just to me that's like that was my first introduction to like this character, and then like I read like a couple issues of the comic, but I just like that's just so hard. I mean, come on, you're telling me Keanu is just not like come on,
No,
come on,
he's not Constantine. I don't
come
care
on,
what that weird hot
come on.
topic emo movie decided Constantine was. This is Constantine.
And that's fair. That's fair.
Blonde,
I will agree with
British,
you that
asshole
yeah,
Constantine.
I will agree with you. He's completely not even the same, like remotely close. But we just have both.
I mean, you do. You can go and you can buy a DVD of the old Constantine movie and rewatch it all you want.
Let me
Um,
get your Mezco John Wick figure. That's what we'll do, and we'll turn him into Constantine.
yeah. Jesus. Um, I don't think his hair was that long back then, was it?
Ah, we can figure it out.
Yeah.
We got some. I got some scissors in the house.
Jesus.
But no, this is actually really cool to be honest with you. And normally my running joke of like Mezco is the Ken doll effect, but the layers and clothing and stuff
Mhm.
on here is kind of like perfect for like them to make this character like
Yeah.
100%. And the accessories, oh my god, like
Right. I mean, oh,
could you give him anything more?
that actually that's a great segue for me. Mezco did respond to a tweet because there were some complaints that he was missing some key accessories. He will
Mm,
come with his cigarettes when he releases. Right now, DC is in one of their uppity times where they're not allowing anyone to show off any of their properties with cigarettes or guns or any other paraphernalia.
swords
So
are cool.
yeah, swords are cool because you
Cool.
could just be a weeb and live in your mom's basement with a sword.
That's
You're
fair.
probably not going and trying to take over the capital with a sword. Though that would be 10 times more entertaining to watch on the
And
news.
I'm pretty sure there was a sword there. But so yeah, I guess that makes 100%. That makes 100% sense because I thought in the photo there was a little thing in which I guess that makes sense and you
Hmm.
didn't
He's
read. I
got
don't know
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I was like, oh wait, I'm confused. Isn't that the cigarette? But okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
so he will come with them. It's just they're in one of their like we need to keep our image clean
Yeah,
kind of
keep it clean.
situations. Which to the point where even like the exclusive Batman they did a few weeks ago that I talked about, if you look back
Hmm.
at those pictures, the like grappling gun and the sonic cannon all are blacked out. You don't actually see them in the accessories.
So
And
weird.
like it was released that it was because DC was like no guns, and it's like they're not even
Yeah.
fucking guns. It's a grapple. It has gun in the name and cannon in the name,
Hey,
but
you saw them climbing up the wall. I could have used the grappling gun. Why
no,
are we
they
talking
definitely could
about
have
this?
used one.
Why are we talking about this? It's in the past. It's history. It's done.
Oh Jesus, that was fantastic. But yeah, so go
This is
pre-order
yeah.
Constantine.
Oh my god.
Uh,
So I wonder. Oh, never mind. It would be obviously too small, but the little smoke thing that you did, like the like review thingy on,
mm-hmm.
that would be cool if you could put one of those in the little cigarettes and
Something
you
you'd
know,
put it in the cigarette, but you could
yeah.
probably put it between his fingers
Oh
and give
yeah,
the
there you go.
illusion. You just have to make sure to take the angles just right so
Yeah,
you couldn't tell.
playing. I was
Which
just trying to.
I mean,
I, I think that went up, right? Your
oh yeah,
video.
that's been up. I mean, you
Yeah,
watched it. How else would
I just assumed that I saw it like in Discord or something, but
I don't post videos in Discord. No one fucking watches my shit
well,
there.
you can't because the file size is too
Oh
large.
yeah, that too.
Yeah, I was just trying to help you plug that, review
Yes,
on
go watch my review
Smoke.
of the amazing effects, and just so you know, it does work. I just tested it.
Mm.
Spoilers for weekly purchases.
Oh.
But
Oh man,
don't fall. But yeah, so that brings us to our last stories of the week. Um,
it's like
Strap in. I'm gonna take a drink real quick just because this one's gonna strain the fuck out of my voice. God damn it, motherfucker.
it's like a maybe a paragraph. He's
Yeah, but there's a
exaggerating that.
lot to say in that paragraph. It's not
Just
like I'm. Oh shit! Did that fall? God damn it! I don't know what the went. I'll find it later. All right. So rounding out the news this week, Super7, who had their Super 7 days, pretty much just unloaded on everyone's faces for. I think we're on day 4 as we're recording this, so there's still 3 days left. So you'll hear more about it next week as well. But first up, for the reaction figures line, we are getting Run DMC, Run the Jewels, Czar Face, sorry, a flocked My Pet Monster, Star Trek Next Generation, which will include Captain Picard, Worf, Data, Wesley Crusher, Guinan, I don't fucking know, and a Borg drone. And coming to both the reaction and Ultimates lines, the king of monsters himself, Godzilla.
my God.
Also, coming to the Ultimates, we are getting Transformers,
Oh.
7-inch scale Thundercats Ultimates Thunder Tank vehicle, which will go up for pre order on February 2nd for $450 with an optional payment plan available. And Wave 1 Ghost 7-inch Ultimates Papa Emeritus? Jake's going to correct me on that one.
Yeah.
Papa 1, for people who don't know how to pronounce weird Italian words. Uh, Pre-orders for him went up on Tuesday for $55 on Super7's website. Papa 1 will include 2 heads with different Pope-style hats, 3 pairs of hands, 2 thuribles with real chains, 1 silver and 1 gold, a microphone with stand, and 2 soft goods vestments, original red and black, and the other is white and gold. A lot to unpack here. Obviously, I'm excited for the Godzilla. I'm curious to see how
Yeah.
they do the Ultimates with that because, given the way that they normally do them, I don't know
Skill wise.
how that's gonna work.
Uh-huh.
Um, the only thing I may even come close to my excitement is the Thunder Tank, and that's not because of Thundercats. It's because that opens up the door, baby, for a
Yeah.
party wagon. Because that motherfucker is so big. that it carries 6 Ultimate figures in it.
That's crazy. It's insane.
Like in that picture, they literally have the original one next to just one piece of it, like the pole like thing on the
Yeah,
thing,
the
and it's the same size as that. So I am so excited for the doors this is opening, and for people
Mhm.
who love Thundercats. Because good for you for getting this, because that was kind of like the first kind of major line they did with the Ultimates.
Mhm.
Um, I did pre-order Papa One, even if I can't
Oh,
pronounce his Italian title. Um, I even practiced it before the show and completely
and
forgot how I
still,
fucking figured out how to pronounce
I
it.
can't
So
blame you on that.
that's the worst part of the whole thing. Um, but yeah, I pre-ordered him just because I know Jake loves Ghost, but ultimately it was Nate who took the time to decide to send me multiple YouTube videos of both their like concerts and of just some of their songs. And I was like, wow, this is actually really good. I did not expect this for a metal band.
Oh,
Um, and I really really enjoy it, and like the show they put on with like the like weird church like parody thing. It's fucking great. So I was like, well, I'm
oh
getting this
my.
figure. It's actually the first figure I actually pre-ordered from Super7, so that's
Oh,
fun.
should be fun. I guess it's my turn to say
It is
something.
your turn. Sorry, I didn't want to
So,
monopolize all the
no,
Super7 time.
again, I was trying to be prepared for the show, and I saw some of the notes. I didn't see any of the photos or anything, and I saw Run DMC and then Run the Jewels, and I thought, "Holy shit, I'm about to go crazy!" And then it's the reaction line, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh
So
fuck!"
so so here's the thing. Don't
But
get too discouraged because
uh,
Papa started off in the reaction. So Ghost,
okay,
they have like 4 or 5 Ghost figures in the reaction line, and because those
uh,
sold so well, now they're doing Ultimates. So there's a good chance you'll
yeah,
get
all
Ultimates
right.
of those.
I'll hold out hope for that. I will say, because we talk about things, and one of the things on the show that I've been mentioning, I've been really really wanting was the Mumra because of the cape. I even had that like in my top 10,
Mm-hmm.
and of course you got to kind of get Lino. And I didn't really trust Super 7 because I never had anything Ultimate, and I've only seen like their reaction lines. And then now we got the Leo and the Raph, so forth, and this rest of that's history. I think I'm probably gonna end up getting. I'm gonna have to work to find Lino because it's gonna be a hard one to
Oh yeah,
find. But I'm
because
gonna be getting
he's
at least Lino and Mumra, uh, because I was just scrolling through the TV and showing like TV shows, and I saw like on one of these things I use to watch television that they updated the was it 2000. I don't know. I'm just gonna throw a year out there. It was like 2012, 13, something like that. It was a they did a re-release
mm-hmm.
of not re-release, but like a remake of
Yeah.
Thundercats. And I was like, oh shit, I wanted to really watch this. And my wife was like, oh, I was like, I like Thundercats, right? She's like, well, yeah, I used to be your screen name for everything. I was like, yeah. She knows I love it, so yeah, she won't be like completely surprised when I bring this one up. So
And she'll be even more surprised when that Thunder Tank shows up at your door.
no, God, no, 450. I'm
But
setting a
it's got a
payment
payment
plan.
plan.
I'm financing a tank for my toys.
I mean,
But
no
actually,
lie. If
450
this
is
was the
not really
party
that
wagon,
ridiculous.
I'd be like,
That's true.
let's
Yeah,
do
I mean,
this.
it makes sense if you can legitimately like for the scale of that, especially with the figures, and that's not like insane. But
Yeah.
I still have the space for it. I need to finance a house first. But yeah, it is really dope. The or the with Transformers were Ultimate, right?
Yeah, which that one I'm curious about
So
because I have to
yeah, that's
assume
what.
they aren't going to transform. It's just going to be them in the robot
Right.
form, which I'm down for because I don't give a shit if they
Yeah, I
transform.
I agree, especially if it keeps like the like 80s aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
I would be 100% into that. At
I,
least for like a couple. There's a couple that I would really have to get.
so one thing I do want to specify: all of these figures are going to be coming out between now and in 2022. So within the next 2 years, these will all be
Oh,
released in some way, shape, or form
I
with at
thought you
least
were gonna
like
say
wave
like
one,
25 or something.
with at least like the wave one of each line. Um,
Okay.
I'm hoping, since obviously Starscream is the teaser for this Transformers one, that the Ultimates are just like straight up 80s cartoon, like fully transformed
Yeah.
style. Because I pre-ordered a Big Bad Toy Store, which means I have 8 years to figure out if I want it or not. The giant Starscream that they did that transforms, but he looks like the cartoon. Like it's not
Hmm.
doesn't have all those ugly ass fucking lines in it that Hasbro does and shit. So that one's significantly more expensive because of how big it is and how detailed it is. So if I
Right.
can get one for like $50 that just looks like him from the cartoon and doesn't transform, take my money, Super 7.
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah. I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Also, you're gonna have to send me those links for some Zarface. Is that what it is?
Zarface? Do you know what that is? Because I
Oh
haven't
wait,
heard
no,
of it.
not Zarface. No, no, not Zarface. I just saw face and I thought Papa Emeritus
Yeah, Papa Emeritus the First, I'm
the
assuming.
first. I'm open to anything, so I'll give it a listen.
Oh, you want links to his music? Okay, I got
Yeah, like
confused. I
links to
thought you
the
wanted links to the
music.
Super 7 thing. I'm like, sure. I mean, I guess
No,
you
you're
got
like,
really
dude,
you
look
got
that shit
really
up
into it. You're like,
yourself.
look at my anti Satan Pope guy. That will go over well with the wife, I'm sure.
No, go ahead. You just like Nate sent me some links, and now I gotta buy this figure. I'm
So
like,
we moved
man,
on
I
to the
gotta hear
figures,
these
so I
links.
got confused.
I know. I'm like, I gotta see these links. Let me see, man. That's all. That's all I have to say on it.
But
I apologize. Not to you,
I
just to the
say I don't know why
people
you're
that are
apologizing.
watching. Just the people that are watching, not to
Oh
you.
yeah, the people who are literally just wasting away watching this. I feel so bad for them. But keep watching, please, because we need the algorithm to like us.
Yeah,
We're finally
absolutely.
getting some steam rolling, so let's go. I will say, I know some people that will probably buy the next generation figures.
Oh yeah, I kind of skipped over
I
those
never
because
I
they're
never got the next gen like fandom just because like the original Star Trek was fun because it was campy and it was so that made it entertaining, and also William
mm,
Shatner is just
of
ridiculous in
course.
everything he's in. But next gen, like when I rented a room in my buddy's house and he'd watch it all the fucking time, and it just seemed so boring compared to like watching William Shatner get in a shirtless fight with a lizard man. I'm just like, why is this so popular? But people are really into it, so I'm sure it will do well,
Yeah,
which eventually will lead to ultimates of those too.
that would be cool. I think the cool thing would be for these specifically, just because like Star Trek art style kind of always, like I always kind of dug that. So the
Mhm.
reactions, that is one thing that they do really great of like, implementing that like art style into the packaging, which they crush it with the Ultimates as
Oh
well.
yeah,
But I'd just be curious to see what that even looks like. Like that's it. But yeah.
yeah. I mean, all of these announcements. I mean, with the exception of the like one I don't know, which is Zarface, are pretty incredible. And to think there's still 3 days left in this Super Seven
Oh,
days.
they're not even done.
Yeah,
Maybe a
I was I
surprise
think because
release
my
for Donnie.
understanding. What?
A surprise Donnie release.
They're not
A
going to
boy can
release
dream.
Donnie a year early for
A
Super
boy
Seven
can
days.
dream.
Um, oh man. Yeah, at least yeah, I
See,
assume
thinking
it's
about it
7 days because they literally just said next week is our Super 7 days. And I'm like, okay, so you're either saying Super seven
now. Oh,
days or Super 7 days. Like
yeah,
you need some punctuation in there, bro, because I'm
that's
assuming
true.
it's 7 days because they didn't specify.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah,
that's
so
funny.
keep an eye out for all of those. I'm sure we'll talk about all of the actual reveals of these over the coming year as they either
Yeah,
release or go up for pre-orders. So I'm sure we'll enjoy talking about those. But it's time to move on to our last segment before closing out, and that is weekly purchases. We're at Jamar's favorite time, and that is
yeah.
show and tell.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm gonna go first because I feel like I'm just I can smell that you have a lot of stuff.
I have a decent handful, yeah.
Okay, well I
And you
just
should
have
know because
something that
almost everything I've bought, I've like told you about as I got it.
that's fair. That's fair. And one other thing that you have that is on its way, so I'm really excited for it. So something that I think I've made a joke about this when we first did the story on like this line like being announced what for the Into the Spider-Verse like Marvel Legends line. I
Mm.
thought I'm gonna buy these because I'll probably get that before I get my Mafex Miles Morales, and funny enough I did. So now I have this little guy here, and of course I didn't just stop at him. um you can't just not have the Prowler. You can't have Uncle Aaron. And
Right?
then my damn, I absolutely love
Right?
like this figure.
I
The only
keep
thing that's a
seeing
little
him at
bit
the
weird is
store and
his
I'm like,
hand
I want
is
it.
so straight, but it's so cool, so cool.
I mean, at least
I'm
you put
really,
his
really,
arm
really
down so
happy.
he's not hailing Hitler anymore.
He was waving.
In
Look,
that
he's
picture you
waving.
sent us, he 100%
Is
was
that
going
light
Hail Hitler
too?
in that picture, so I don't know
Ooh,
why
it's too
he's still
bright.
doing it.
He's waving. But yeah, I really, really enjoy these. At first, I was kind of like thinking, am I really gonna like? Is this gonna like fill that little spot in my heart for Into the Spider Verse? It hasn't fully filled it, but it
Yeah,
has
there's a
definitely
tiny
gotten me really, really
mile-sized
cool.
hole in it.
It's got me really excited. I can't wait because you were kind enough to grab Gwen for me with Spider Ham or
Yeah,
is that Spider Ham? Yeah,
Spider-Man, yeah, because Spider-Pig was from The Simpsons.
yeah. I know. That's why I'm like, wait, that wasn't it. My
I
brain.
always fuck it
Anyways,
up too.
but yeah, I'm really excited to have all of these together. My only thing with the Marvel Legends, which I do have like some of the X-Men, like the retro ones, they don't like to stand really well for me. And I thought, I have those NECA stands. Turns out, different size.
Yeah.
So fuck you guys and making these stands and their pegs and their little foot different. That doesn't make any sense. How can we not standardize this?
I mean, it
That doesn't
does
make sense.
because then they all get money from you as they sell their own stands.
It doesn't
Capitalism,
make sense.
Jamar.
It doesn't
Fucking
make sense.
capitalism. Just because
Yeah,
rent's
well,
taking on
speaking
Wall Street doesn't mean you get fucking stands that are all the same size.
Well, my argument to that is where are the Chinese knockoffs of these stands? This was $10 for a pack of 10. Sure, that's $1 a piece for this. I'm sure we can get these things popping out for like 20 cents. Can I not buy 100 for $10? Is there not?
Maybe, I
Look,
don't know.
are they not
I
on
feel like you're not on
AliExpress?
Amazon Japan enough to answer that question.
Guess that's fair. I'm on AliExpress. That's where I get my knockoff cases. So I mean, I imagine they would have been there for the stands, but I digress. Either way, I'm really, really excited for this, just to have these on my shelf and look forward to the next thing. So yeah, that's my show and tell.
Awesome. So I have a question before I move on to mine.
He was hailing a cab, not Hitler.
Oh, okay. That's going in the preview for the week. But oh yeah, my question was: so if the stands were different sizes, did you
So
glue them to the stands? Like,
no, it's kind of hard to tell in here, of course. Without, I mean, I could send you a personal picture, but because I think the light's going to kind of drown it out and not
okay,
let
so
it like.
it goes
But
in, but
yeah,
it's a little too tight to go all the way.
right. So he's kind of like I have his knee bit, and it gives him like motion in his
Mm-hmm.
legs, which is cool. Um, it's stupid. It's just stupid.
So much
But
salt
sure.
to go with
Yeah.
your
Oh, and
Spider-Man.
also I have a little blue sticky tack on the toe there to keep it,
Makes sense.
stable as well. Sticky tack is like my
Go to
yeah, duct tape. I use
duct tape.
sticky
Oh,
tack
okay.
literally for everything. Yeah, that's what I was going for. But yeah, so what
That
did you?
should be their new slogan: Sticky Tech. I use that shit on everything.
I literally do though. My computer is put together with sticky tack.
Oh. And my computer was the one that used to blow up when we recorded. That's the shocking part of all this.
So what did you get?
Okay.
Now I'm surprised about. No, some things my memory's bad, so I'll probably be surprised about
Oh
all
yeah,
these things.
I feel like there's only one thing that you'll actually remember, and that's because we talked about it last night. So I'll show off this one first since I already kind of showed it. That is my Mezco Two-Face
Ooh,
Captain Melty here.
that's
I
pretty
also
cool.
have those smoke effects, which you can watch the review of. Unfortunately, he fell over, and the one that was in his hand flew across the room somewhere. So I have to go find that tiny ass transparent smoke effect after the show. Yeah, he's really fantastic. I'll be reviewing him here soon. I was kind of surprised because I'd seen a lot of people shit on him since he released. Speaking of shitting on things, I regularly shit on Mcfarlane, but they tugged at my heartstrings because they corrected the size of the Bane Build-A-Figure, and despite the fact that the rest of the line is kind of iffy, I broke down. I was at Target, and it was right after we had a huge snowstorm, and unfortunately, a bunch of people, well, I was actually at the beginning of the snowstorm. A bunch of people from down the mountain in Phoenix came up to here to hang out and play in the snow, and they bought the other two figures I needed to complete the wave. But I've got Omega from the Last Night on Earth. He came with, I believe, the fists, or no, he came with the legs. That's what it was of Bane. And then I've got the straight. Fuck you, Two-Face. You can stay there. I've got the straight jacket Batman with the Joker head and the lamp. Which I will give them this. They did do a great job with the headlamp because they actually gave it this like orangish red, like paint job to it, so it wasn't clear like it was in the prototypes we saw.
Oh, okay.
I still don't like that they were lazy and couldn't fucking paint this little bit of his straight jacket to match the rest of it because they.
Yeah, that's odd.
Um, and I also don't like how far his wrists protrude, but I get it because to get that kind of pose with it, they'd have to kind of be long. Um, Still looks really cool. Probably review it as well. And if you are a huge fan of McFarlane, as much as I'd love for you to watch it, I will say be ready to be triggered because I will have some strong opinions that will probably
A spicy
cut
review.
Next up, we've got, and this is my first Figure Arts knockoff figure. So a company called Demonical Fit makes Figure Arts figures, usually ones that haven't been made yet, or they make alternate faceplates and heads and blast effects and stuff for characters that didn't come with them. And I've been kind of hesitant because, in my experience, except for the like original Mirage NECA Turtles, most knockoffs are pretty shitty. But these, I'd swear on everything, they're just stealing parts from the factory because this thing feels like a Figure Arts figure. Like, some of the joints are a little iffy, but for the most part, he poses fine. He looks great. It's the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken version of Goku from Dragon Ball Super. The like base mold for this is the same one as the Ultra Instinct Goku I got last summer from the San Diego Comic Con exclusive, and side by side, they look pretty comparable. Like I am crazy impressed, and it makes me feel a lot safer going and buying some of these characters that that they haven't done because they do a lot more of like the battle damage stuff that for whatever reason Figure Arts is kicking the can on and hasn't like gone all out in. So super excited about that. I'll probably be reviewing that soon as well. And then my final purchase is one that I was very hesitant about because I hated the first version of it. But my biggest gripe about it they fixed with this version. So I've got the black and gray Jim Lee Hush Mafex Batman. And while I still think he's a little too thin in the like chest, just this cape, they killed it. Because the one for the blue version, the cape was real janky. It looked terrible on him. It was too thick, in my opinion. This cape's like super lightweight. The stitching isn't like overbearing. It looks great. It poses great, as you can see, since I've got him posed awesome from the cover. Super happy that I did get that one. And he came with the gargoyle base, which was really cool as well. So keep an eye out for that as a review here in the coming weeks. But that's all I've got for now. No, that's a lie. I forgot these. I had these guys because I wasn't really that interested in them. My last NECA loot crate came in, so I've got the bunny Rocksteady.
I mean, you just aren't that happy about them that you're just like, yeah, I forgot they even exist.
I completely forgot that I sat next to my desk for show and tell. Because I literally am just like, well, I'm gonna sell them and use the money to get some Mezco figures that are a little higher priced because I don't need a bunny Rocksteady Bebop. Like, it's cute, but it's one of those things. Like, I've been very adamant since day one of this line, and since we've been doing the show, I'm not the person who's gonna buy every single Toon Turtle figure. I'm gonna get the main ones for the characters I think are important, and then like the dios and vehicles, and that's it. So,
yeah, I mean, even me, like I kind of want like the weird shit, but
I mean, you sway like a wind, man. You one minute you're like,
but
fuck that
like,
guy, I don't want their garbage, and the next minute you're like,
no,
oh my god, that looks so good, I need it.
Look, I only hate them when they hurt me. That's it.
Which is most of the time.
Yeah, which is most of the time. But everything they make is quite incredible. But like, I love the weird, but that just kind of it's not enough to pull me into it.
That's
Or else I would have took them off your hand. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, but if it's just Rocksteady and Bebop, it give me some weird turtle stuff, and then I'm like cool with it.
So,
I don't know.
so
Yeah.
you're gonna buy the fat boss of Channel 6 News,
Well, see,
but
that's
you don't
different though.
like Bunny, Bebop, and Rocksteady.
That's different. That's
You,
different.
you, sir,
I
need to
already have
explain
a
your
Rocksteady
collecting
and Bebop.
habits.
I already have a Rocksteady and Bebop, and I love those figures. But like, I want weird as far as like, shouldn't be making these, and that's what it is. Like that makes sense
I
that they're
mean, they
making
shouldn't have
that.
made
Yeah.
those, in my opinion. But
Well, I mean, that's a different
and the
story.
worst part is like we've known since day one of the Loot Crate that that's what we were getting for the final one.
Yeah.
I'm more disappointed because I expected the rest of the box based on the last two. I figured it was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be fucking awesome. There's gonna be other shit in there that I want, so it's gonna make up for it.
Right.
There's not a single thing in this box I want because I don't like
Well, you
Mondo
got to
Gecko.
imagine you got to think that or imagine that they're like, all right, we're giving them two figures. Those will be like, I don't know, maybe $30. If they were retail, is what
Oh
I'm
yeah, retail
saying,
they would have been
like
about like
30 bucks or
27
so,
bucks or
right?
so. Yeah, 30 bucks.
Yeah. So like they're thinking they're tossing two of those in there, plus they're giving you all like the random eclectic shit, like the T-shirt, the mug, and stuff like that. So I guess value wise, I feel like you get
Well,
a
I'm not
decent amount,
saying
but
that I
like
didn't
as
get
far
my
as the draw,
values
yeah,
worth. I'm just saying that that box wasn't for me. That was for a
yeah, that's fair.
hardcore Toon Turtle fan. I love the
Yeah.
cartoon, but I don't care about Mondo Gecko, so the shirt doesn't do anything for me. A
Ouch.
Channel 6 mug and hat. I don't wear like ball
It kind
cap
of looks
hats,
screen print too, though. It looks like
and
a
I
Vista print
yeah,
mug.
and
But,
I like the Channel 6 mug. I've got so many fucking mugs. I don't need that. And then there
yeah.
was this random like weird samurai shredder notebook, which I feel like that was just lying around somewhere that they fucking bought up for a penny piece. Um, and the sticker
But
sheet I
yeah,
was disappointed, so I was like, oh, it's wide posters. That I might actually keep because when we get the Toon Dio, I can stick those on there. And they're a bunch of fucking like characters I don't even remember being in the show. So like I
that
just
sucks.
like from start to finish was disappointed with that one. I'm like even I didn't care about the arcade box because I'm like I don't collect that line. But at least
Yeah,
that had like multiple things in it I wanted. Like the pin with Krang in the like 8-bit like design was badass. The tiny
yeah.
TV with the Turtles in
That
Time
killed it for me.
thing.
For like that was like one of the coolest thing.
Yeah, like they fucking killed that one. And that was a box I wasn't excited for at all. And then I get the Toon one when I wanted like second most, and I was just like, wow, this sucks.
Yeah. Well, guess what? We get to sign up for it and do it all again
Oh yeah,
this
and then
year.
we'll see how disappointed I am next time. The only a good thing is like no matter how disappointed you end up, you at least can make your money back if you decide to get rid of the stuff.
Yeah, for people that missed out on it.
Yeah, so like that's the one plus. I mean, I will say I am genuinely shocked what people were paying for those two though. Like all of the
Yeah,
other
but you gotta
ones,
think of the rarity.
well even
Well, I
then,
mean, even not even
Shredder
really
and
rare.
the glow in the dark shock shell shock turtle, those
Uh,
ones averaged out about $80, which is roughly what
so
each crate cost. Because it was
yeah,
like 250 or something after shipping. So you're looking at probably around 75 to $80 per crate. So you could sell the figure and get your money back.
yeah,
These two are going for more than all three crates together cost.
crazy.
People
Well,
are
it's a
paying
good thing
over
it's the last crate for you.
yeah, like people are
The
paying
money.
$300 for these two, and I'm just like, why?
Wow,
Why?
that's
First off,
insane.
why the fuck didn't you just order it last February?
That's true.
And second off, like these two, like Mirage Shredder in that shadowy like blue that looks
Yeah,
so badass. People are
but you
like
got to think
meh, but
that
these
still
two,
might just be these characters. Just, yeah, I don't know. I
like I'd get it
listen.
if it would have been like they would have done what we assumed at first. And it would have been a soft goods like onesie that they put over it. So
Yeah,
you get the hard to find Rocksteady and Bebop figures, and you take off the onesie, and now you just got those two. You don't need to have
and then
those
you
funny
can put
for.
them on.
But
Yeah,
these are sculpted. Like they're the same exact body with just a different head with the mishmash of the Rocksteady and Bebop head sculpt inside a bunny onesie hood. Um, but
oh, interesting.
I mean, I
It's a
love
lot of
Rocksteady and
money.
Bebop, but damn.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be hard not to sell for that.
Right? Like even if you were like, "Damn, I really want these," you'd be like, "Fuck, that pays for the next set of
Gotta
crates. Why the fuck would I keep
right,
it?"
absolutely. That's funny.
Oh man. But that's it for weekly purchases. Let's move on to our giveaway. So once we hit 350 subscribers, which update, we are at 203. So we are chugging along,
Ooh,
boys. We're
getting
almost
close.
there.
Getting
Oh, and
close.
girls. I'm not gonna
Whoa.
discriminate here at Modern
Jeez.
Toy Fair. But once we hit 350 subscribers, we will give away a first place prize of the NECA Ultimate Metalhead, which has become rather rare, except for unless you pre-ordered it from NECA, which I'm sure there's still people who haven't. So you definitely want that. And then there's also the second place prize of the extra large NECA Musical Musion Tour merch box bundle. The extra large t-shirt, tote bag, souvenir ticket, and backstage pass, along with 4 guitar picks are included in that. All you have to do, real simple rules, subscribe to the show, since obviously that's the goal here, and share or retweet the post on Instagram or Twitter with the hashtag ModernToyFair100. Make sure you post this on your feed. You cannot post this on your fleet or your story. I'm not checking those regularly, so after 24 hours when that's gone, you aren't entered anymore. So make sure it's on your Twitter or your Instagram feed. Your best bet, if you have a Twitter, or even if you don't, it's free. Sign up for it. Go to our page. It's literally the pinned tweet. Hit retweet with quote. Type in hashtag MonsterArts100 and you're done. Like, real simple.
So easy.
Yeah, so get on that. Get us some subscribers. Make your grandma sign up. Make your cousins and your aunties and all the other people in your family go and sign up for Gmails so you can subscribe them to our YouTube channel, and we will
Friends.
give away some shit.
Friends even.
Friends, yeah.
Make friends. You only have
See,
two
I don't
grandmas, right?
have friends, so my instinct wasn't to go that way.
That's fair. That's fair. Like I have more family than I
Yeah,
do
I have more
friends.
family than I do friends, unfortunately. But that
That's
is,
true, and they already all signed up.
yeah, not even. And that is it for this week's Modern Toy Fair news. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Jamar, tell all of our wonderful watchers about Why Are You a Gamer?
Well, so I'm going to tell you about Why Are You a Gamer because you've already heard about it multiple times, but I'm going to tell you again. It's a podcast series about why do we play video games? You know, like why do we collect things, but why do we play video games? And I have some awesome guests on there. Season 2 is coming. Mike stopped lighting the fire under my ass, so I slowed down. But also on top of that, at twitch.com/, oh wait, it's actually twitch.tv/Jamar_games. I've decided we play video games like almost every night, and I'm going to start streaming it. So if you want to have some fun and watch us play some Road Company where we get sad and we get upset, but most of the
Real
time
fucked up jokes.
we just yell at each other, and it's pretty much a good time. We just hanging out and playing some video games. I'm going to start streaming that pretty much every night that we're on. So we'll go from there. So definitely just follow me there. I have 4 followers. This is a new channel. It's Jamar_games. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Go watch us play video games and go listen to episode 3 or 4 that I'm on of Why Are You a Gamer and be entertained by how shocked he is at some of the video games I choose to like.
Real-time strategy games. Surprising. But yeah.
But if you would like to hear more of my wonderful voice, you can listen to me on the newly returned Gimmick Minute Wrestling podcast, where me, Jason, and Kevin shoot the shit on what's going on in the wrestling world. We talk about the Wednesday Night Wars, and I believe this upcoming week we're going to be talking about the Royal Rumble. So check that out. And if you'd like to support me here at Modern Toy Fair, click the link below for tpublic.com. Takes you to my store where I have all sorts of different items and shirts and such with our logos on them and other designs I've worked up in the good old Photoshop machine. And as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. But not only that, leave us a comment below with the announcements you are excited for, or if we fuck something up, or if you want to mock us for not liking MOTU. Or if you want to make fun of me for not being able to speak Italian and figure out what Papa One's title is.
Emeritus.
All of those are available for you down in the comments. Just have at it. Let me know how stupid I am. I don't care. It helps the algorithm, and I'll still reply to you anyway. Um,
Can't hurt this guy's feelings.
If you enjoy our faces, hit the little bell to get notifications when our videos go up. We have Modern Toy Fair news on Fridays and Modern Toy Fair reviews on Mondays. If you don't enjoy our beautiful faces and you're just like, ugh, you can listen to the audio-only version of Modern Toy Fair news available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Casts, Spotify, and other podcast apps you know and love. So check that out, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Same toy time, same Toy Fair channel. Thank you for watching.
Bye. I'm hell in a cab.